Greetings, and welcome to my last video of 2020. I hope you're having a good Christmas despite that horrible incident that a few countries have now contained. Even though today is Christmas Day, I'm actually recording this on December 18th, 2020. Now with a vaccine in place and President-elect Joe Biden's plan to wipe out this virus and restore the world, we've entered the extra stage. We have no idea who actually caused the incident in the first place, but a yokai is likely the source. Now to this video's point. Microtransactions have gone way too far in recent years. They first started in the video game industry before it crossed over into other industries that make use of computers or tablets to do work. Some apps even make you pay ridiculously large amounts of money for certain functions. In this video, I am detailing my top 10 non-gaming websites with awful microtransactions.
Here are the rules of favor. The site or app must be free to use but have certain content locked behind paywalls. We're not counting video games, as WatchMojo has their own video on that. Apps or websites where you pay once and own that piece of content forever cannot count as well.
So, without further ado, let's get down to the list.
Number 10. Reddit coins on Reddit.
Microtransactions are often used in mobile games to lock a premium currency that is normally difficult to get without paying. Some games even implement currencies that are only obtainable through paying, with their only purpose being to convert to a different common currency or something else. Reddit ended up doing what I already mentioned with their so-called Reddit coins.
They serve no purpose other than to give posts awards, so why do they even have them? Reddit coins should be abolished and are one thing you should never buy. Number 9. Paying to remove limitations on IFTTT.
Just like any consumable item, what used to be free for many years isn't free anymore, likely because of decline in revenue from too many users using a site for free. Computer software is sometimes sold in a shareware model with the program being free to use, but some features are locked out unless a paid version is purchased. Even my game Chuhou Joutai is sold that way.
IFTTT recently did this back in September by imposing a 3 applet limitation for free users for the same reason. The only way to remove the limitation is to subscribe to IFTTT Pro for $10 a month. Prior to the full price going into full swing, I got an 80% discount and I have that discount every month. I run a total of 10 applets for my Discord server where a web request is made every time I tweet on Twitter or post a photo to Instagram. Number 8. Too much, too expensive subscriptions on Vyond.
Adobe Creative Cloud is already expensive enough, and piracy was the reason why Adobe moved to a subscription-required model. The first thing to do is do not have overly expensive microtransactions in a cloud-based computer program that is user-friendly and easy to use. If you have to, you can learn what Alvin Hung did wrong to Vyond, formerly known as GoAnimate.
I used to be a GoAnimator in the mid-2010s before I quit following the HTML5 transition and after a series of legal issues hit me. Vyond was supposed to be the next great animation tool to make animating easier, but Alvin Hung's greedy business practice ended up turning independent video producers, including myself, away. Vyond gives you a 2-week free trial before you have to purchase a subscription to use the platform, and 1 year for Essential is approximately $300. But if you want to go 1080p like this video is, you'll have to pay $650. That's the price of 2 Nintendo Switch consoles. To make matters worse, there are reports that the professional plan costs over $1,000. I don't see anything wrong with including extra features and higher subscription plans, but if you set their levels at ridiculously high prices, there is a guarantee that nobody will buy them, including myself. Number 7. Paying to promote content on Facebook or Twitter.
In order for a product to be successful, you have to find the right way to market it. Sure, you can do it for free, but most websites won't let you because of spam concerns. Sure, most major websites can let you run ads on their site which can ring a bell for you, but expect to pay a large amount of money if you want to reach a bigger audience.
Like what I often do, you could try liking other people's posts to get noticed, but that could probably take you a long time, and there are always churners trying to increase their follower count by following and unfollowing large numbers of accounts. If you don't want to wait a long time, you could purchase ad credit with real money at either a retail store or digitally and throw your ad at your target audience like Reimu Hakurei on steroids. While you can still promote for free, that won't stop Mark Zuckerberg or Jack Dorsey from nudging your shoulder and pointing you towards their advertising dashboard. Number 6. Monthly free mastering credits on SoundCloud. Of course, the main limitation on SoundCloud is paying to get more recording time, but the feature I want to focus on is the monthly mastering credits if you're a pro subscriber. Subscribing members get 3 of them for free every month, but they want you to use them because if you don't use them, the leftover credits won't carry over to your next month. If you want to master more than 3 tracks in a single month, SoundCloud had to resort to a cheap gimmick, making you pay $5 for each new song you master. This mechanic is a simple cash grab as you have to pay in order to master songs for release on iTunes or Google Play. Number 5. Paying to bypass surveys on Filelce.
Taking surveys or completing offers to access premium content on websites is the most annoying thing I ever encountered. They're usually linked from YouTube and offer too good to be true promises. These websites are usually scams, and if you fill them out, you could be redirected to spam or malware.
Filelce no longer exists for the most part, so why am I mentioning it? Well, there are other pay-per-download websites like Filelce that do the same. The XJZ survey remover was the best extension I ever used to get around those long, boring surveys. In fact, some websites that have surveys require you to take them in order to load the content, so the survey remover doesn't work. The only way to bypass Filelce's surveys is you have to purchase download credit. If you charge for a core component of a website, you'll end up paying a lot of people off. Number 4. Different colored stars on Hatena.
You may know this name if you've used Flipnote Studio or Miiverse in the late 2000s or all throughout the 2010s, which are both now defunct. They were both operated by Hatena in conjunction with Nintendo.
But if you want to make content on Hatena's website popular, you will need to add stars like what every Flipnote at the end told you to do. The biggest offender had to be the different colored stars. If you participated in certain tasks such as using a new service or reporting content that violated their rules, you would earn colored stars. However, there's also the opportunity to purchase them from a color star shop with real money. Very few people purchased them, and many Flipnote creators, including myself during that time, suffered as a result. During my time, I collected only a few green stars and 20 red stars from others. Number 3. Paying to connect to a different country.
If you use a VPN, you will know that it may be free at first, but don't get too excited.
Most VPNs that are free to use will force you to subscribe in order to connect to another country to access geo-restricted content. And sure, the free plan may be your best friend when it comes to the Great Firewall of China, even though you aren't really supposed to use one in China. But at school or work, it's very useful when you're trying to bypass their annoying sonic wall or other extremely strict parental controls set up by their acceptable use policy. There's an easy reason why many YouTube channels make sponsorship deals with companies that sell VPN services. Censored Gaming does this a lot in particular. Number 2. Paying to bypass wait times on ForShared.
Some websites are like those mobile games where you have to spend money to bypass wait times.
ForShare ended up doing this where every time you go to a file download page that's hosted on that site, you'll have to wait like 15 to 60 seconds before you can download your file. 1 minute isn't that long, but if you're downloading a series of files and don't want to wait 15 minutes on wait times, you'll have to pay. Other websites such as the now defunct Mega Upload had this feature in place too. And number 1 and the worst of them all, paying to remove ads on YouTube.
Advertisements on this website, for the most part, have been criticized for taking up way too much space.
This is the reason why many users transition to ad block, including myself, to avoid them. Video ads, for the most part, are viewed as a waste of time and some of them are unskippable. Eventually, YouTube began making you wait 2 ads before your video plays, and the fact that an ad plays at the end of a video. The only way to disable these ads is you have to subscribe to YouTube Premium for $12 a month. Other websites such as news sites have implemented the same business model. Even worse, users using AdBlock could end up being locked out unless they disable or purchase an overpriced ad removal pass.
Never would I talk this long about covering something WatchMojo didn't, but my question is, do you agree on them? Is there a non-gaming website that I left out? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, this concludes my final video of 2020. We ended up enjoying 2020 in a strange way, and now the aftermath of this incident is now etched into our memories forever. We are sentimental over all those conventions, social gatherings, and major life events from the pre-COVID era. But now with a vaccine in place, the world should be restored by the end of next year. We hope you're enjoying your holiday season in winter, or summer in the southern hemisphere. I'll see you on New Year's Day with another Chuhou Joutai trailer, and get ready for a new era for America.